and Cape Verde. Sana had been hospitalized in France for several weeks, suffering from heart problems and diabetes. He died in a French hospital in Paris Monday at the age of 64.
Attempts by the international community to get Guinea's rival political parties to agree on a suitable date for parliamentary elections are yet to bear fruit. The latest move to bring the various parties to a common understanding is led by the head of the Francophonie organization, Abdou Diouf. Despite the effort of the former Senegalese president, the rival parties have again failed to reach a consensus. We have more in this space.
Heads the Francophonie organization, representing the French-speaking world, was in Guinea-Conakry at the end of last week. Abdou Diouf tried and failed to get Guinea's government and opposition to agree on a date for parliamentary elections. The Anglican Archbishop of Guinea, Albert Gomez, has also been trying, unsuccessfully so far, to have representatives from the whole of Guinea's political spectrum to be consulted in broad-based dialogue.
We want to give dialogue the best chance possible to create the right conditions for elections that will be transparent, credible, and above all, accepted by all.
Guinea's opposition claims that the Archbishop and the official negotiating committee that he leads is partial in favour of the government's position. The opposition refuses to take any part in negotiations unless they are limited to two sides only, the government and the opposition.
If dialogue is to be efficient, it must be between two sides. This means dialogue between the government and its allies, all those who support the government's positions on one side and the opposition on the other.
A meeting last November between Guinea's President Alpha Condé and leaders of the country's main political parties was a source of hope for Guineans. Hopes that a parliamentary election will be held at last, ending a period of transition for Guinea's first democratic elections since independence. 2 months later, Guineans are still waiting.
At least one person is reported dead and scores of others injured in Nigeria following renewed demonstrations all over the country. The demonstrations are sparked by the government's decision to cut fuel subsidies. In Lagos, singer Femi Kuti addressed a mass gathering calling on President Goodluck Jonathan to restore the subsidies. We have details in this report.
Demonstrators have taken to the streets of the main cities in Nigeria, heeding calls for a general strike. People are furious following the doubling of petrol prices. Unions are calling for the government to reinstate the subsidies whose cancelling on January 1st resulted in the huge price hikes.
As it stands, they think that we are foolish, but we are not. We are responsible Nigerians, and we are speaking our minds. And our mind is this: they need to reverse the fuel price.
In Lagos, demonstrators blocked major thoroughfares and set fire to tires. One protester was reportedly shot and killed by police who were very present there. In the northern city of Kano, at least 30 people were injured, including 18 by gunshots during clashes. Demonstrators tried to enter the offices of the governor. In Benin in the south, a mosque was attacked. In all the demonstrations, there were signs critical of the president, asking him to reinstate the subsidies. Nigerians want to be heard.
I felt that something needs to be done, and that's why all of us come out to the doctor. We have to see people now that they are showing their grievances and they are showing that enough is enough.
In the demonstration in Lagos, singer and musician Femi Kuti, the son of Femi Fela, was present. Unions have already announced they want the strike to continue, as if the recent inter-religious violence there had been put aside for the moment.
Well, time now to take another break. When we come back, we'll take a look at sports. We'll be right back.
The results of the presidential elections shows the expectations and the confidence that the Gambians have in His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia. That's why they all come out to vote and get this 72%. 83% voter turnout is unprecedented in the political history of this country. And obviously the inauguration of 19th January is the beginning of, I think, greater things that all Gambians, including myself, are yearning for. We have no doubt that His Excellency, as he rightly put it in his celebration speech, he is going to deliver with the help and assistance and guidance of the Almighty Allah. And already the vision is there, Vision 2020, and now with this new program for accelerated growth and employment, you know, it sets out exactly the goals that his government is trying to attain in order to improve the living conditions of the Gambians and also attain the Millennium Development Goals. Grosso modo, I think our expectations are high, and we only pray and hope that the Almighty Allah will guide and protect him and give him the wisdom to take this country to higher heights.
Welcome back. The newly appointed coach of the senior national team, the Scorpions, has been speaking to Grts about his new assignment. Despite his surprise appointment, Peter Bonu Johnson is relishing the challenge. The tactician is optimistic that with the right support and commitment on the part of all stakeholders, he can make a difference. But the question is, can he really make history in his new job? Modo S. Jallo had a chat with the man himself, and he prepared this report.
Speculation and an anxious wait. Football fans across the country finally learned of the news that Peter Bonu Johnson will be the new manager of the senior national team, the Scorpions. Bonu Johnson takes over from Paul Put, who, after failing to qualify the Gambia to the African Cup of Nations on his second attempt during his 3.5-year spell, was shown the exit door. Until his recent appointment, Bonu was in charge of the Gambia Ports Authority Football Club, where he helped promote the Ferry Boys from the second division to the top tier of Gambian football in 2008, before winning the first division league title the following year. He also had previous spells with the under-17 and the under-20 teams, with whom he won bronze in the African Youth Championship in 2007. The former Gambian hitman is surely one of the finest tacticians, but his new assignment will certainly be the toughest test of his managerial career. That draws me to ask how prepared is the man Gambian football pundits call Sir Bonu for the mountainous task ahead.
If I did not have what it takes, I would not have taken the job. I believe in myself. I can do the job. I need the support of everybody, all the stakeholders and every person to support us, and then we can do everything humanly possible to be there.
Bonu's appointment, though, came as one of the New Year's biggest surprise in Gambian football, even to the man himself and to the country's football enthusiasts, after it was initially revealed that the Football Association has issued a final shortlist of 5 foreign coaches for the vacancy. But all of a sudden, Bonu's name surprisingly surfaced as the man on whose shoulders the country's football aspirations shall rest on in the interim.
Yeah, it was a surprise in the sense that we were expecting that this would be advertised locally, but unfortunately it was not advertised locally, and so I was not expecting it at that moment. So when I was called and informed that this is the situation, I said, anyway, it's a challenge and I thank God for it.
What is now puzzling everyone is why did the Ministry of Youth and Sports appoint someone who was not shortlisted by the Gambia Football Association?
We want as Gambians to have confidence in our own selves and give opportunity to a Gambian who we believe can do the job. Mr. Johnson, of course, you know, we are thinking to get a competent foreign coach who we think can complement his efforts. You know, add value to whatever he will do, or, you know, give him extra help.